Okay, so now I'll be talking about question 1. So the whole purpose of it is to actually count the number of words that is used in the data poems that I've been assigned to. So first of all, I'm just going to go to HDFS input where I've already input the poems data inside HDFS. So right now for this, I use 2.2 and the file name has already been there, which is over here, word count poems. So next one I move on to Java row. The whole purpose is actually to replace all of the data that has any of those special characters into lower casing. So I just want to do that to make sure that that these special characters are not considered as words. So next up, I normalize the data. So what do I do is that actually I use a column that I've created earlier called line. So this line is actually used for later when I aggregate it. So the column to normalize which I've created was line, and next up I aggregate the data. So what I do here is actually I group it by the word, and the operations are actually a column that I've created which is word count. So this is to actually count the number of words that is being used in the poem. So in the edit schema, right, you can actually see that there are two columns that are not together with the first column that I created. Is actually the word and word count. So next up in tmap, I actually create two outputs. So I do this because in the assignment I need one that is lower than 2 while the other one is greater than 5 but less than or equal than 10. So hence I created two different outputs for two different sets of data. So with that I actually move on to the first filter row, which is lower than 2. So in the condition I use the column word count that I've created in the aggregation while using an operator which is lower than the value 2. So in that case I put it over to a text file that we were supposed to do it, and in the row separator I use /row plus /n to make it a more standardized way of looking at the data. So for the second filter row, which is greater than 5 and lower or equal to 10, I actually do two conditions because one is for greater than 5 while the other one is lower or equal to 10. So both I use input column word count, and the first operator is greater than 5 while the second operator is lower or equal to 10. So in the same scenario, just that I put it under a different file name. As you can see, there's a 1 over here because in the first one I've created already, but in this video I'm just going to redo and recreate a new set of two new sets of text files. So after running that, actually about many data coming up from the poem, as you can see when it goes on to the tmap, it actually aggregates down to the number of words that is being used repeatedly, and then followed by the number of words that use lower than 2 while the other one is greater than 5 or greater than 5 and lower or equal to 10. So as you can see that it has been successfully filtered out. So right now I'm just going to check the data. So as you can see, this is the one that is for greater than 5 and lower or equal to 10. So as you can see, the whole purpose is I just want to do a heading which is for the word and the word count. But we can see that all the data are equal to 10 or greater than 5. For the lower than 2, it's actually pretty much the same thing. You can see that all the data has actually only 1, and that's are the words that is used. So the reason for /r plus /n is to make the data more simple to look at for the people. So with that I end my first question. Thank you.